We, as a community, put a lot of value on small businesses.
I'd have to say that most of the businesses in our area are small, entrepreneurial, and the types of services that they provide are pretty diverse.
Mom had made this topping when we were little kids, and she and Judy came to me and said, let's sell Mom and Dad's cherry topping.
I decided to start a tutoring business, and it's really evolved into being an educational liaison. My background as a special education teacher and a school guidance counselor has positioned me so that it wasn't just tutoring per se, but it was more than that, helping parents through the process and kids through the special education process.
We bring the best of the foods available to our customers, whether it be an import or domestic.
Action Glow, I guess I'll say it. Action Glow is an patent-pending LED lighting kit for sporting equipment. So we have about 12 different kits right now. The consumer can get them in their choice of color.
When we look at the 2,000 businesses that are members of the Traverse City Area Chamber, for example, probably 85% have less than 10 employees.
Most of the establishments downtown are small, local places.
It is, yeah. Most of them are retailers, and they're probably businesses with less than 10 employees. So yeah, the vast majority of our businesses are small businesses for sure.
We have some larger employers, but when you look at us in comparison to other communities in the state of Michigan, we definitely don't have those types of corporations that have hundreds of employees.
The popular assumption is that small businesses are better for a local economy than larger ones. The only way to determine if that's a true claim is to test it, so that's what we're going to do. Just two disclaimers before we begin. First, we're going to generalize a lot, but the truth is that all businesses, big or small, are different. Second, we tried and failed to set up an interview with a larger business. Time constraints prevented us from making a second attempt. Regardless, we're going to try to be as fair as possible. Let's start off with one of the major disadvantages of small business: price. For example, green peppers cost $3.99 per pound at Oriana and 78 cents a piece at Walmart, roughly $2.08 per pound. Part of the reason for this is that Walmart has a large system of distributors and is able to buy in bulk.
Pricing is definitely going to be something that those retailers are going to have to deal with. That is a challenge for some of the smaller retailers, for example, when they've been the only game in town, let's say for a while, like a Whole Foods store. There really hasn't been a lot of competition. There hasn't been a big box store that has yet come into our community, and there was just a recent announcement that there is a big box store that's interested in moving into our region. Price is definitely going to be an issue, but it depends on the person.
Longtime customers who bring their children in, their grandchildren in. We literally have raised babies into coming into the store and applying for jobs through the years.
I think customers are also loyal, and I don't think that they're always looking for the best price. I think that if it's convenient for them, if they've been happy with their customer service, maybe a friend of theirs works for the company, I think that there's a lot of different factors.
Linda just shipped to a lady in New York, and she won't buy anything else, and she orders a case at a time, and she gives them away as gifts. We have a lot of customers that do that.
The buy local trend also works in favor of small businesses.
They definitely want to support local businesses. I think that's definitely an ethic here in Traverse City, and of course we promote that as much as we can. We put banners out that says shop local.
I think that the spirit of Traverse City has been over the past few years to support your neighbor, to support your local business owner.
So it's recognized. They really do like to buy local, and I think that they support us very well around here.
I'm to a point where I won't even go to the big chains anymore. I shop at Oriana's. I go to because I understand. I understand as a small business, I'm gonna contribute to that small business.
We found that they'll buy our things because they are local.
Supporting a local business, that movement is popular because it does keep more money, more investment in our community, which therefore creates more jobs, therefore creates more purchasing power.
Every product that we use comes from Michigan, so it has to be grown, it helps the farmer, it has to be harvested, it has to be packed, which helps the packer, it helps the distributor, it helps the person that delivers, the trucker that takes it to wherever it needs to be.
If I look at me just renting this location, whatever I pay gives to the person that owns this, I mean, that dollar can just go and go and go and go.
If you were to spend $100 locally, around 72 stays in that community, where if you spend $100 perhaps at a big box store, it's more in the $40 range.
You know, when you're shopping at not to pick on any, but, you know, when you're shopping at a Walmart, you know, a lot of that money goes to Bentonville, Arkansas. Local causes, they're probably supporting them mostly in their town.
So we are seeing more and more companies that are looking for more local suppliers. They're looking for local vendors. You know, they may have outsourced a particular service at one point, and they're finding that they want to have that particular division closer to home.
We try to keep everything as local as possible, everything Michigan made. Unfortunately, we can't always have everything we want. We can't get it 100% made in Michigan, but we're really trying to create local jobs and
Connect Michigan's economy.
Boost Michigan's economy and give back to the community that's helping us as well.
So we feel we're helping the economy that way. The more we grow, the more monies that we bring into the industries in Michigan.
You know, from all aspects of economic development, I can see that it would be beneficial to keep those dollars here and be able to repurpose those dollars within our local, you know, region.
And it's not just commerce that's going back into the community. Many small businesses also support the community in other ways.
We are very involved with the college and with other schools also. Derek was a co-founder of the Tasters Guild for the NMC Culinary School. We tend to try to bring in students for tours of the schools, from the schools, so that they can see what we have and learn about food.
Also, local businesses tend to give more back when it comes to philanthropy and nonprofits.
We do a lot within the community. We have an educator on staff, different schools within the community, things like cooking classes, collaboration with the Y. There was a healthy snacking, healthy Super Bowl snacks, a lot of sponsorships and events, movies at the State Theater that we're sponsoring, an event at the Northwestern Michigan Fair. For starters.
Yeah. No, that's...
You know, a lot of statistics out there show that small businesses tend to give back 3 times more than big box stores, and we know that our merchants down throughout downtown actually, you know, they're hit up all the time, and it may not be those big nonprofit organizations that you think of, you know, American Red Cross or the American Cancer Society, not that they're not asked from them as well, but it may be the spaghetti dinner down the road.
Why do you think it's important for Oriana to be that involved with things going around the community?
Because we wouldn't be here if it weren't for the community. We are a part of the community, and if the community wasn't here, we wouldn't be here. So we are able to support the community, and in turn, the community is able to support us.
And of course, there's the argument that small businesses contribute to a more vibrant community.
Downtown is a majority, as you said, owned small businesses, and they really are the core of keeping a vibrant city center.
And we have so much of that in this community. It makes it all eclectic here. And I like that. And small businesses doing something new or branching out, they can survive here, because I think that's the general consensus of the community.
We wouldn't have this walkable downtown if it wasn't for all of those retailers. If we had a lot of office on the ground floor, that would be a problem too. It wouldn't create that walkability and that vibrancy for downtown.
Yeah, I think it's huge. Small businesses are, I think, the lifeline to this community, and that's why I love this community.
That's all great, but what about job creation? It seems that's where large businesses might have an advantage. By definition, they have more positions than small ones, and even in Traverse City, there are a larger percentage of workers in large and medium-sized businesses than small ones. Larger employers also have a certain gravity to them, which attracts additional services.
Munson is one of the larger employers, and as they continue to diversify, they have a cancer wing, as they continue to create more services that they offer the community, there are going to be ancillary services that will benefit that particular wing or that particular program that they're offering. So there's going to be a need for more nurses. There's going to be a need for more, doctors. We do have a lot of jobs that are created, even through our small business makeup. But they're only going to create 1 or 2 additional jobs.
It sounds like small businesses might lag in terms of job creation, but they may actually have an advantage.
Small businesses are larger job creators than large businesses. Small businesses have more room to grow. They're not in a mature state. They're growing, so they're adding jobs, and therefore they are larger job generators than the more mature businesses are.
That's a good point, but it's important to look at the quality of those jobs. Northern Michigan has a high cost of living, so how's the pay? Well, we compared Northern Michigan wage data for businesses of different sizes. The only significant trend we found was in the field of upper management. CEOs and presidents tend to get paid more at larger organizations. That may be telling in its own right, but it doesn't really say much about the experience of average employees. What if we were to look beyond wage? What about job security? This data seems to suggest that small business jobs are steadier than their counterparts. Small business jobs don't increase as much when the economy is good, but they also don't plummet as drastically when the economy is bad. Note that this chart does not take into account businesses that may have grown or shrunk in size. So why are small business jobs more stable? Maybe it's because they're more tied to the community. They can't pull up roots and leave town like a larger business can. Or maybe it's because the employees have a stronger tie to the business.
I have always loved Horizon Books from the time we've been traveling to this area. I love the community aspect of this store. I also like the camaraderie of the people that I work with.
This is a great opportunity. This is an amazing company that provides technology for homeowners and businesses.
I like talking with people, helping people out, making sure that everyone's having a good time. That's my favorite aspect about the job.
I feel like I am gaining a relationship with a lot of people in Traverse City, so it's just a really good feeling to know people better in Traverse City.
You work for a large business and it's very corporate. That has some advantages, you learn processes and that sort of thing. But working for a small business, you get that personal relationship with the owner. I mean, you're much closer to the owner, and perhaps in that regard, you get to learn really more about how to run a business.
The training process, a lot of it was hands-on, kind of almost like an apprenticeship, a direct training from the business owner.
I worked side by side with Chuck for probably a month, so it was a very hands-on training experience.
And in small businesses, we're seeing more examples of folks who want to stick around.
Right now I'm the general manager. I'd like to continue to grow the company, someday be a business owner myself.
But I would love to eventually become in a management position here and keep Horizon Books going for years and years the same way that it has been going.
I actually graduate with my bachelor's in business management in May. I want to do kind of some business consulting. I would love to stay in this field though. I love working with beer, I love working with people, I love the industry, so something along those lines.
Sounds great. But is there a flip side to this sense of community?
Friend of a friend knew the owner.
My friend Lauren started working here last year.
I was referred by one of the employees here.
My brother actually owns the business, so.
Chuck and I have been friends for a few years.
Small business owners are more likely to hire folks they know. It makes sense. If you're only working with a handful of people, it's good to pick someone you get along with. And recruitment and vetting can be extremely expensive.
Our merchants may just have a sign in the window instead of maybe some of these big box retailers may have ads in the paper or something like that.
Here's my question. Does this trend contribute to an insular environment?
I would say no, not right now. I'll tell you, there's a employee shortage.
If you were to look at the jobs that are being posted right now, there's thousands of positions that are available because we don't have a lot of workers that are right now physically living in our area that are able to take those positions.
Many of our merchants are really kind of desperately looking for employees, so they would be happy to look at anyone who's qualified for the job, I would think.
And hopefully we'll be able to talk about the workforce shortage another day. So what have we learned? It seems the claim that small businesses are good for the local economy is mostly justified, but you don't want only small businesses. As with all things, the ideal situation is a little more complex. It's good to achieve a balance of small, medium, and large businesses.
I think that there's definitely some diversity where there would be a good reason for you to continue to support those local businesses, but at the same time, you definitely have to look at it from all different avenues, different perspectives.
And it's worth remembering that small businesses don't always stay small.
But then I'm also seeing a lot of businesses that are looking to expand globally. They really have seen that there's a way for them to grow to that next level, and going international is the way that they're going about it.
We just look this year especially to grow a lot and carry on into the next year.
We've been selling Action Glow nationally, I guess I can say, in the United States and in Canada as well.
We really hope that this year it will expand tremendously. We hope to be all over in the East.
We have yet to go internationally to all the different countries because of certifications and stuff that we need. We plan on doing this in the near future, but we need to get the certifications first.
And we've been getting hits on our website from every country pretty much.
Well, they always get after me. And I've said from the first, I want to be big like Schmuckers. That's our goal.